Alright, guys, I am going to teach you how to build particles from the ground up. So, as you can see, I am a professional particle maker. I make really good particles all the time because I'm the best at particles. Yep. Let me get an example one. Here, this is Lamentium. I make ores like Rex Reincarnated and stuff, and this is Lamentium. It's a pretty cool looking one. And yeah, so that's it. This is the part. This is it. This is the video. Alright, so how to make particles like that. So this is gonna be a pretty long tutorial. There's gonna be a lot to say and stuff. I'm assuming you already know how to move your camera around. It's just like Minecraft Spectator, but you have to hold right click to move your camera around. I don't think it should really be that hard unless you've never touched a thing in your entire life anyways. Let's actually do it. So first get a part, search up part in here, and then click particle emitter. It has particle in the name, so you should click that. Since this is a tutorial, whatever. So first off, you're gonna wanna not have this at 5 to 10 because 5 to 10 lasts forever and it also sucks. So basically this is gonna be an in-depth tutorial on every single setting in it. Okay, so emission direction, bottom, this should be pretty obvious. Yeah. No, top. This will be cancelled out if you change the spread angle to like 360. So yeah, beware. Enabled. I don't think I should have to say anything about that. Lifetime. It changes how long so here's where stuff actually gets like stuffy. Lifetime, it lets you change how long the particles live for. Obviously, you've seen me change this other times, so it doesn't just disappear around here. You can also make it from like 1 comma space 2, which makes it random between 1 and 2, between 1 second. I assume, I don't know what the lifetime measures, but yeah, you can make it live between 1 and 2, so yeah, I'll just keep it at 1. Well, yeah, I can't decide. I'll just keep it at 1 for now. Rate will increase the rate of the particle. Don't make it too much because then it might just become too much, and that's bad. It can lag your game out. If you want to increase the rate, you should probably decrease the lifetime so there aren't as many particles. Rotation, this changes the rotation of your particles, so you see they're slightly rotated, and then I put it at 0, and then they're not slightly rotated. So there's something really cool you can do with this. If you make it rotated between like 0 to 360, same thing with the lifetime, it'll rotate at a random angle every time it spawns, which can make it look very natural and not stupid. Ignore this. This is just a plugin I have. So, and then we have rotation speed. I change it to 900. You see they're spinning really fast. This can also be randomized. So some particles aren't rotating, meanwhile others are rotating at the speed of light. I do tend to use it. It'll look even more natural if you put like, just make it higher than 0. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep it at 30. Speed, I don't think I should have to explain this one to you, but it's just how fast the particles go. Spread angle, you've seen me do this before, but so yeah, so the spread angle, so you see it's at 0 comma space 0. It'll like rotate itself on a like specific okay, hold on. If you put it in an attachment, it won't be all flimsy whimsy like that, and it's stupid. So you see it's kinda like rotated on this weird axis, and then if I do it on the other number, it'll go and rotate on that way. They should have put 3 here, but whatever. If you type just 360, it'll put both of them at 360, and they will go all around, which is good. Unless you want to make a fire particle effect and do whatever you want. Alright, emitter shape, I'm gonna have to put it into this for it. If you have, here's a little warning, if you have the emitter shape at box, you have to have the emitter shape at box if it's under an attachment. If it's sphere, it'll disappear, which isn't very good. I'm gonna change the transparency of this to 0.5 so that you can see something. So if you put the thing at, these don't really matter, but so if you put it at sphere and put the spread angle at 0, you can see it just appears at kind of like the very edge and then fades away. It's pretty useful for if you don't want there to be like a gazillion particles inside of it, which will lag the game out. And if you change the shape in out, which is dumb, you can see it goes inward, which can make a kind of sucking in effect, which is good. It will look cool. I didn't know this for the longest time because it's really hard to know. You can also do in and out, and it'll turn it into a restaurant. Disc, well, this plug out will help with that. So it makes it a cylinder looking shape. Cylinder will make it a cylinder looking shape, but on the side. I know, really cool. In case your ore is a just sphere, you can make it so it just comes out of the sphere like this. Yeah, it doesn't, like, if it's a box, then it'll appear outside of it, and I don't think you'd want that. I'm gonna leave it at a box. Okay, there. So, yeah. Shape style. I honestly don't know what this does. Yeah. Flipbook layout. Flipbooks. Yeah, they're a pretty complicated part of them. So you see this really big particle kit over here? Yeah, I think it's called like Ray's particle kit or something. I deleted all of the unnecessary stuff in it. And, yeah. So what a flipbook is basically, I'm gonna get this Minecraft particle over here. So basically what a flipbook is if you use a specific decal that's put into a weird grid shape like this, then it's kind of like an animation. So you get the thing. Texture is really useful, actually probably the most like needed thing when it comes to particles. So yeah, now you have a stupid grid, except here's where flipbook layout comes into play. So you're gonna have to like just test it out with them a little bit, and yeah. Here, I would recommend one shot over here so it doesn't look stupid. So it like actually changes between them. You're gonna have to put the frame rate at like a bazillion. Okay, I don't care. Why does Steam do this? Flipbook start random will make it start random. I don't think I should have to tell you what that does. Here is light emissions and light influence, which I don't know why they weren't here in the first place, which is, yeah, color. Shouldn't have to explain that to you. Also, you can make it, if you press these dots right next to it, you gotta click it first and then the dots appear, and then now you have this little customizable thingamabobber. It will fade to red now. Wow. Here is light emissions. It'll make your particles glow so they don't look stupid. And light influence, you will normally want to put this at 0 unless you want it to be something like dirt. It makes it so the light around it will influence how bright it is. So light influence makes it light influence. Orientation is really useful. Camera world up is stupid. Facing camera makes it face the camera. Velocity parallel. It does that. And velocity perpendicular. Velocity perpendicular, I'd say, is the best one. I only really use facing camera and perpendicular. Well, this isn't perpendicular, but I don't care. I like parallel can be used to make cool effects like this where some of the particles are looking stupid for no reason. Squash, well, that's too much. It squishes your particles. You can make this a stupid a number sequence, and it will do that. It's useful, and it's actually really useful. More useful than you'd think it is. Transparency. You can also make it number sequence. I tend to put the I tend to make it like this so it doesn't like pop in and then pop out, which makes it look choppy and bad. You can also just make it a straight number, which is great. Sometimes you'll have to make it like really transparent for certain particles, and in case you don't want them to look dumb. Z offset, this can be used if ores have issues where like it's kind of buggy and you can see particles appearing like in between each other. So it makes it so it appears closer to the camera than it actually is. So that means if you're too close to it, then it'll start to vanish. Normally, just don't mess around with this. It can make your ores look very buggy and stupid. But I use this if it's like, if the ore is having what I call a layering issue. No, I call it a spacing issue, so, yeah. Name, well, that doesn't matter. Mission, yeah, I already told you. Oh, I was down in a mission for some reason, okay. Acceleration, this can be useful for if you're making something like fire, so you see it like appears and then goes up, which is nice. You can also make it negative, so it goes down. This can be used to make a sort of fountain effect. These numbers don't matter, just ignore them. they suck. The drag, it makes it so it's slower, like the closer it is to the end of its lifetime. So you see they're kind of slowing down. I tend to have it at 0. You can also make it negative so they speed up over time, which is crazy. Lock to part will make it so it's locked to part. If I move it around like that, you can see the particles don't follow the part, but lock to part will make it so it does just that. it's following the part now. I tend to have this at check mark so it doesn't take forever for it to like show the thing. Timescale, I'd say it's kind of useless, but yeah, if you want, you can replicate timescale by just putting the lifetime, increasing the lifetime and decreasing the speed, and also decreasing the rate. Now you get the exact same effect. But I guess if you're really lazy, then you can just use timescale. Velocity inheritance. If your thing is okay. Disable locked apart for that. It'll make it so your particles will move faster depending on how fast the part is going. So if I put it at like 40, you can see I move it over here. Well, I don't know how it works. I don't use it though. Wind affects drag. Well, I don't use wind. It makes it so the particles will move based on the wind. Like it'll be blown away. Crazy, I know. So there's actually quite a lot of stuff you can do with just these things. Just these like settings. There's a ton of stuff you can do. So let me teach you how to make everything crazy. Velocity parallel, put it under the attachment, and then if you make the speed 0 when it's parallel, it stops existing. So I would recommend putting it at 0.01 and put the size at 5, and now you have kind of this cool looking effect for the thing, for the part. You can use this on not a flipbook so it doesn't look stupid, but I'm just gonna get a different flipbook. Flipbook. Okay, here. This one may look inconspicuous, it may look stupid at first glance, but it actually can look really cool. It's, by the way, it's, now you're gonna have to change the flipbook layout to 8x8. Now look at how cool that is. I'm not gonna make it a number sequence anymore. Now you have this cool effect. I'm gonna make it so it doesn't start random, so yeah. You might have to increase the lifetime if you don't want the flipbooks to move as fast. I'm going to, yeah, as you can see, this is a very cool looking leaf looking effect, and it looks cool. There's also a different thing you can do where, also if you want to change it, if you want to change the texture out of a flipbook, you're going to have to change the flipbook layout to none before you change it, so it doesn't like kill you. Also, with this kit, just try out all of the things, try out all the different particles. Eventually you'll get used to them and you'll know which ones look cool and which ones don't. So there's this really cool force field looking effect you can make where basically you gotta put the transparency like that, and then you make it bigger than usual, and then you put the rate at a bazillion. Now look, you have this really cool force field effect. It's like a plasma globe. Sometimes you'd want it to be less transparent, so you make this go higher. Also, you can see that a lot of these things are empty, so if you increase the size, then that will help. You can also just duplicate the particle. My game lags if I'm too close to this now. But yeah, now I have this really cool effect that adds more particles on this side, on these like two specific parts than on these parts, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, plasma globe effect. And you can also, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm gonna, yeah. What's the issue? Oh, it's not enabled. Okay. Okay. 0.01. Yeah, so now you can see it's the sun. Okay, that's not intended. Ignore that. Yeah, now you can see it looks like that again. If you don't use a stupid looking thing. Also, you can see that they have like kind of like this flaky looking look. You can see they they look weird. Just increase the rate to, what I like to do is 20, and then I decrease the transparency so it isn't the sun. And now we have this. It's a really nice aura. There's also another thing you can do with facing camera this time. You know, I'm just gonna enable this and then put that at that. So now I have a really cool looking effect, except it's too bright, so. Hold on. Half, and then half. Whenever I decrease like anything with particles, I tend to decrease it by like increments of half. And then that tends to work. So maybe you should do it too. Yeah, now I have this and it looks awesome. There's another thing you can do with involving okay, that looks nice. I gotta use a different block now, cause that's looking fire. That looks too good. I'm gonna put this at not like that, and with a little bit less 7 bazillion rate, and also a lot smaller. You can use what I'm about to use for like a star effect, and basically you make the speed of the particle. Okay, first you do the drag. Make the drag 90, and you can make it whatever number you want, but whatever. So put the speed at like another like random looking effect. So 70 to 900, let's say. And then you can see it has a star effect, except if you pay really close attention, you can see they kind of jump into it, and that can be solved by doing that. Also move that to the middle. And now you have a cool star effect. Yeehaw! And I can put this here to make that look a little weirder. You're gonna have to change the texture for that to make it look like an actual star. Okay, you know what? Not star. I'm gonna make it sparkles. If you want to make it sparkles, then change it to a glint particle. I think that's common sense. I don't know why I should tell you that, but yeah. Okay, now I have a sparkles effect, and you can see it makes this look a lot cooler, but it doesn't stay within, like, inside of it, so I'm gonna nerf its max speed so it just like stays in it, which is crazy, I know. So that's basically most of the tips and tricks I have. That's most of the stuff I use. But you can also like mix and match it. So you have like this particle, and then you can go and use this particle, and then get like their like textures and stuff. You can mix and match to make it look a lot cooler. So then we have this particle. You know what? I'm gonna put this here so it has kind of a glow effect. There's also a lot of other like weird stuff I use for ores that don't include this. Oh, also, I almost forgot to tell you. You can like pair the drag with the like drag thing with the acceleration thingamushmobber, and then so let's say the acceleration is at 10. Now they move up really slowly. Hold on, 90. So look, now they move up like that, and that's cool. You can use this to make kind of a dust particle effect where you duplicate it and then yeah. So now they're like going in 2 different directions, and you can do that for all of the different directions, and it'll look super cool. I'm going to not do that effect, and I'm going to put it back at 0 because it suits what I'm doing more. You can also make kind of like a sun looking effect, like you can make kind of like this goofy looking like star effect that stars close up have, where okay, hold on, let me delete every other particle so you can see it better. Alright, squash. You can make kind of this like sun like thing particle, so you know how stars have like little like rings on them? Yeah, you can do that with the squash. With the squash thing, and then it'll look cool. I'm gonna put this on here, and then I'm gonna make it blue to match its color. And then I'm gonna make it smaller, so it isn't too big. And look, now it does that. You know what, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna make it at like I'm just gonna make it like this. And as you can see, this particle looks really weird and good, so yeah. Now I have this on here. Another particle I'd recommend using is get out of here, is this one. This one looks really nice. This can make a water effect, obviously, and these two look the exact same as this one, except this one I haven't used before and probably looks stupid, so I wouldn't recommend it, even though I haven't used it before. So yeah, that's how you make cool particles. I doubt after watching this video you're gonna become some sort of ore prodigy like I am. I'm the best at particles, not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, I doubt you're gonna be like as good as me at particles just watching this video once, so you're gonna have to watch it more than once. Boom. Crazy, I know. So yeah, that's pretty much all I do to make my stuff look that cool. That's it. You can also use these swoosh looking particles to make it look to make stuff look cool. Okay, where is it? Oh, this particle. I forgot about this particle. This is the best particle of all time. It makes everything look beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna make it 20, and then you can see it has this cool looking sphere effect. Also, too many particle. Gotta get rid of that. Okay, you stink. Sometimes your particles will glow too much, then you're just gonna have to like decrease the transparency and stuff. So yeah, that's it. That's all I do. Oh, I didn't even, well, whatever. Yeah.